All male review.
In the morning, I'm making waffles.
Whoever said orange was the new pink was seriously disturbed.
And when it comes to huge openings, a lot of people think of me.
Just call me a fuck ass.
Brilliant. Scary. I get nasty when I'm horny.
Welcome to Not Another 2001 Movie Podcast, a show exploring movies released during the first year of a chaotic century. Today, let's exact some petty revenge and become multimillionaires in the process. I'm Allison.
I'm Slate.
I'm Josh.
And I really struggled with the question of the week here, but I decided on what would your role be in a big group heist? It can be based on an actual talent or maybe a aspirational talent.
Okay. I'm gonna go first here, and I'll let you guys decide what's more appropriate, I guess, for me. But I would never ever be the mastermind. We would all go to jail. Okay, that's just. I mean, if you saw my process for writing show notes, you would be like, he could never plan a bank heist. So we're not doing that. No, for me, I would either be the demolition guy that's like, yeah, let's blow a bunch of shit up. I'm like Danny McBride in Tropic Thunder, just trying to put Tiger Bomb on this jungle's nuts.
Making Mother Nature piss her pants.
Yeah, make Mother Nature piss her pantsuit. Big ass titties. Bam. That would be my guy right there. Either the demolition guy or I would be the chameleon. I fancy myself an improv guy. I'm quick on my toes. I could dress up and be, somebody and then be somebody else. Don't ask
Some
me
of
to
those
do
costumes you showed us from your school days were pretty good.
Yeah, I fancy myself a little actor, so I think that would be fun to be, one of those the people that are kind of like blending in and giving a performance that's a deviation or something like that. Don't ask me to be English. My English accent is clearly terrible if you listen to the From Hell episode.
I don't know. I think you could give Don Cheadle a run for his money.
Don Cheadle's accent.
Yeah. It's pretty rough. So, but yeah, either one of those. Give me one of those roles, and I think I would have some fun with it, and it would be a blast. Ha! Pun intended. See? Blast. Okay. I'm done. What do you guys think? Would I be better at blowing shit up or be the chameleon?
I think you'd be a good chameleon. I'm basing it on the costumes I've seen from you in the past, but also, I just think you got the confidence to kind of
you have no trouble
my way through it.
Yeah, you don't have no trouble talking to people, and
yeah, I think that. Like I feel like I've got the confidence for it. It's the I don't have the chameleon the physical ability to pull it off, nor the voice. I think my voice is hard to adapt into situations. I feel like I'm pretty much am who I am, as it were. I think I would lean towards being I want to be the mastermind. I think I put together some pretty good show notes. I orchestrated this show. I feel like it's probably more overly meticulous in some aspects, but
your dad might have robbed a bank a time or 10.
That was the next point. I do. It runs in the family, so yeah, here we are. I'm going to plead the fifth for the rest of the podcast.
Yeah. It made me think of, speaking of, I know Slate saw Spider-Man this past weekend, but a quote from Ned: "I'm going to be the guy in the chair."
Yeah, okay.
That would be a lot of fun. That would probably be the most fun job.
Yeah, I would be back helping from a safe distance and surveilling and giving advice and context, and
you definitely give off an Oracle vibe from the Batman series for sure.
Although honestly, I could play a fake doctor better than Brad Pitt does in this movie. So.
Oh my god, that is so bad. He's just like, yeah, he's dead. All right,
he's gone.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, he's gone. He's like, come on, damn it, come on. Oh, too late, he's gone.
But his wig was so good, right?
I'm here for the frosted tips.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, obviously that ties into today's movie, which is all about style, swagger, and convincing the audience that robbing 3 casinos at once actually seems kind of doable. That's right, we are talking Ocean's 11, a movie so effortlessly cool that it somehow turned a bunch of middle-aged men walking briskly through casinos into one of the most entertaining films of the early 2000s.
Mr. Ocean, what do you think you would do if released?
Had either one of y'all seen this before?
I've seen it in passing, like walking by. It was one of those movies like growing up. It seemed like it was always on cable, whether it was on like TBS or the Superstation, whatever, like AB or USA. So I've never like sat down and watched it. Just if it's on in background, like I would kind of catch it and watch it that way or whatever, but had never really like dove into any of the Ocean's movies before this. So,
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, sweet. Sorry, my connection dropped for a second. I assume you asked, have we seen this before? So based on Slate's answer there, no, I had not seen this before. I've sort of again seen it, probably clips of it in passing. It was something. It was one of those. It was one of the movies that was among the several that sort of I would see a lot at Goodwills and things, and okay, I got to start a podcast so I can watch this and just.
Well, it is one of those movies that's like really well known, and like obviously the ensemble cast. It's so, and it's a heist movie, so yeah. I mean, it's one that like if you tell somebody you haven't seen Ocean's 11, they'll probably, especially if you're a movie buff, they're gonna look at you like do you even lift, bro?
Do you even movie, bro?
Movie, bro? So.
Speaking of cast,
yeah,
take a deep breath.
30 minutes worth of air. All right.
Ocean's 11 stars George Clooney, Brad Pitt, Matt Damon, Julia Roberts, Andy Garcia, Don Cheadle, Bernie Mac, Carl Reiner, Casey Affleck, Scott Conn, Eddie Jemison, and Chadwick Chen. Whew! It was directed by Steven Soderbergh, who arguably one of the most respected directors in Hollywood these days, I would say. And Soderbergh broke into the scene in the late 89 with Sex, Lies, and Videotape. And during his 35-plus year career, he has amassed 14 Academy Award nominations. He's won 5. Although when I went and looked, and I'm like, most of them are clustered in like late 90s, early aughts. And he hasn't really been nominated for anything since then. He's probably most well known for Out of Sight, Aaron Brockovich, Traffic, the Ocean's trilogy. He directed all 3.
That's pretty rare.
Did not direct
rare.
the
all-female
remake.
cast reboot.
Mm-hmm. And Magic Mike, movies 1 and 3.
I did not realize. I've never seen any of those movies, but I didn't realize he was the director on them. That's
yes,
and another movie that I think all 3 of us really appreciate.
Logan Lucky.
Yes,
yeah, I love Logan.
Such
Lucky.
a fun movie.
So, comment on Magic Mike. Being a woman.
Oh boy,
that movie was obviously so marketed to me, my friends, and of course we were like, "Oh my god, we can't wait to go see this movie and just be like stupid in the theater and hooting and hollering." And then we get to the first Magic Mike. We're like, what the fuck is this? Is a serious movie about the seedy underbelly of male stripping. We're like, more dancing, less talking. Channing Tatum's crying. What is happening here?
Did you all just fully expect to go in there and see Channing Tatum's just balls hanging around?
I mean, that's what happens in Magic Mike 2, and it's brilliant. Magic Mike XXL, perfection. Because they were like, we're going to give the audience what they want.
I was not expecting
Which
that.
is Joe Manganiello performing a routine to Closer by Nine Inch Nails at the end. At a convention in Myrtle Beach.
Oh, boy.
Oh, God, it's amazing. Anyway, yeah, Magic Mike was a very serious movie, and we made a lot of older people in the theater mad when we would hoop and holler at the few dancing scenes. They did not appreciate that.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. Okay, but no, Logan Lucky, the redneck version of Ocean's 11, really. It's great.
So fun.
Would recommend 100%.
The version that's just watch Logan Lucky if you want to see my heist.
yeah. What's
Daniel Craig or Adam Driver?
What's his Joe Bang? Is that Daniel Craig's character's
Joe
name?
Bang.
He's the bomb expert. Joe Bang.
Bomb go boom.
Okay, so back to this movie. Ocean's 11 follows the newly paroled Danny Ocean as he assembles a team of 11 total specialists. He finds 10 friends to pull off the impossible. Gonna rob the vault that's shared by the Bellagio, the Mirage, and the MGM Grand casinos, all on the same
owned
night.
by the same person, which is kind of wild.
That's not uncommon.
Really?
A lot of the Vegas hotels, like Bellagio, they'll own like a really high-end one, and then kind of a mid-level one, and then sort of a, like in this case.
I just feel like those three are like the three main ones, so I wouldn't expect all three of them to be owned by the same person.
Oh,
like those are the three that I'm most like.
So like Bellagio's up
associated.
here in terms of like being high class, and then it's probably MGM, and then the Mirage RIP doesn't exist anymore, but it was like down here.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
The illusion of choice.
Yeah. And the casino owner in this case is Terry Benedict, played by Andy Garcia in full slime ball mode. God, he's so gross in this movie. And he just happens to be dating Danny's ex-wife Tess. So this is a meticulously planned multi-million-dollar heist, but also just a really incredibly difficult and expensive way to work through a breakup.
Smidge.
Yeah. This movie is a remake of the 1960 Rat Pack film of the same name, starring Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Peter Lawford, and Joey Bishop. The original was essentially an excuse for the Rat Pack to hang out in Vegas on camera, which reminded me of Adam Sandler saying he and his friends just go shoot movies in exotic locations because then they get a free vacation out of it, essentially. Yeah. I can't hate on it. Soderbergh's version kind of keeps the same basic premise, but swaps out that kind of old school cocktail lounge vibe for a much more kind of tightly constructed caper. That's arguably kind of the gold standard, I feel like, for most modern heist movies. I did put on the 1960 Ocean's 11. I was like, oh, I'll just kind of like hang out here, and I watch it and I fell asleep. Which there was an interview where Julia Roberts had said that she tried to watch it and fell asleep.
Oh, no.
Twice, actually. And then George Clooney, someone asked him about the original, and he was like, oh, when people say that it's their favorite movie, I'm like, have you seen it? Because it's so boring.
Wow.
I'll say this. I've only seen the trailer. I do have it. I intended to watch it and I couldn't find. I had bought a collection at Goodwill or something that had all four movies, the first three of this trilogy in that one. And I just couldn't find it. I didn't know where I couldn't, and I didn't want to bother trying to stream it or anything, so I gave up on that dream. But I did see the trailer at some point way back when I was putting together things for the show, and can't say it struck me as something I'd really be into.
Yeah, it was doing nothing for me, so...
Well, fun fact, I fell asleep while watching this version, so...
I did power my way through all of the Ocean's movies over this weekend, though. Paying attention at various levels, obviously, but... Okay. This movie did really well. It was released December 7th, 2001. Massive hit, grossing more than $450 million worldwide against an $85 million budget. Critics liked it for the most part. It has 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. Audiences gave it a solid A- score. Most reviews kind of praise the film's breezy confidence and the chemistry of its cast. But there's kind of a consensus that they're like, there's nothing super new about this story, which I'll agree with. But again, I think it's a story told really, really well. So I would agree with what most critics kind of take on it. And then, Jerry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it does feel very formulaic. Like if I fire up Grand Theft Auto 5 right now, I'll go to Lester's house and it'll set off all the things in motions of planning the heist, getting the materials, setting this up. You know what I mean? And it's like it's the exact same thing. Like it's a formula, like getting the crew together, picking who you're gonna do, and then who specializes in what. And me, like it's a formula. But I mean, every heist movie kind of falls into that, right? So
yeah. And I'm going to quote Roger Ebert, as I frequently do, and because as a classically trained pianist, this line spoke to me. And speaking about this movie, Steven Soderbergh, known for pretty serious movies at this point, he says, serious pianists sometimes pound out a little honky-tonk just for fun. That's like what Steven Soderbergh is doing in Ocean's 11. And I was a classically trained pianist, but ragtime, I also learned a lot of ragtime, and inevitably people would be like, play that old-timey saloon music, because that's what they wanted to hear. Yeah. And it was fun, so yeah.
Right, this is a fun popcorn movie for sure, right? Like we're spending time with some of our favorite actors and actresses, even though like none of them really are in it a lot. Like it's kind of everybody's in almost equal amounts. It feels like you're getting 30 minutes of every actor kind of type thing, But
and they're having fun. They're clearly just enjoying being in the movie, and I think that really comes across. And it's like when you said you saw it on, TNT or TBS. This is exactly that kind of movie, because you can just drop in at any point, watch a little bit of it, leave, take a nap, fall asleep. But
100%, which is what I did today. Took a nap, and turned it back on.
And, this movie did really well, and because Hollywood can't leave a good thing alone, this basically spawned the Ocean's verse.
Do these movies get better? Like, is 12 and 13 better?
No, they just get more convoluted.
Okay.
I will say I thought Ocean's 8 was a lot of fun, but it is very, very, similar character. I mean, the main character is Danny Ocean's sister. A lot of the same archetypes, but I would say it's done really well, and it's a lot of fun.
Okay.
When it's probably it's got an advantage of just being disconnected from, other than I guess it being his sister, being disconnected from the rest of it, right? Probably,
and having a big span of time before it came out. And the cast for that one is also really, really good.
For sure.
Yeah.
It is worth noting that Julia Roberts, aka Tess, is a redheaded version of Julia Roberts in this movie. But
so the floor was high.
No, actually, Julia Roberts is a pretty woman.
Oh my God!
Christ.
Jesus!
I did not mean to do that. That's so good. All right, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I really didn't mean to do that. She was a pretty woman, but Julia Roberts' redhead didn't really do it for me most redheads do.
There's something about her that I'm like, she is an attractive woman, but I just don't.
It felt like she mailed in 95% of this performance. I don't know. She was the least believable for me in this movie.
I can't believe she would be dating Andy Garcia, who's so clearly just a disgusting human being.
Yeah.
But okay. All right, let's go through some fun facts. Speaking of Julia Roberts, George Clooney personally recruited her with a $20 bill. He sent her the script, attached a $20 bill with a note that said, "I hear you're getting 20 a picture now." Which is a nod to the fact that she had just become Hollywood's first actress to earn $20 million for a film.
That's pretty funny.
Nice.
Clooney's of all the Kentuckians we've talked about, he's the guy that's kind of I don't know, I feel like he's at his core Very much like the old silly guy.
Yeah,
He's an interesting,
known
charismatic
prankster,
man,
George
for
Clooney.
sure.
This one I laughed so hard at, especially because we will be talking about this movie in a couple of weeks. The role of Linus, who's played by Matt Damon, the pickpocket, was offered to Mark Wahlberg, who turned it down to do the Planet of the Apes remake.
Oh, brother, Wahlberg, this would have been your thing, man.
But it
You would have crushed it.
gets better. Direct pull from Screen Rant. So, Wahlberg basically dissed this movie after it came out.
Oh shit.
Wahlberg had some choice words when asked if he had really declined to work in the franchise. In an article about the Today Show, he reportedly stated, "People tell George Clooney it's great, but we all know it sucked. I made two bad movies instead, Planet of the Apes and The Truth About Charlie, but doing that was better than sitting with Brad Pitt and George telling the press how great everybody is. That's not for me." I'm like,
damn.
No.
Bridges burned.
No, yeah.
Or Bad Blood.
That's
me thinks he
wild.
doth
Is that
protest
him
too
like
much.
joking with them, or is him like, you know what I mean? Like I could see him like saying that satirically, kind of, but that's crazy.
Yeah, that's the trouble with print and that being so far removed from the time. Yeah, because like
if we had a video, you'd be able to tell if he's being like sarcastic or not.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
I mean, he's not a great actor. So.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, in terms of like putting yourself in a position to be recognized as somebody who's actually a little bit more talented, this would have been a better choice than Planet of the Apes. But I'm guessing that was absolutely a better payday for him because he was the lead in it, and you know,
was
Matt
it though?
Damon's
Because
a better
this
actor.
spawned 3 movies. You know what I mean? Like this.
But
spawned,
for this
ultimately.
movie, all the actors basically took a big pay cut to be in it.
To make the movie.
Yeah, because it was 85, right? Was the budget?
Mm-hmm.
80, like that's like
Yes.
shit.
Yeah,
Clooney
this
probably
movie
could have been
today's a
25
$300
by
million
himself.
budget.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
just for the names. Yeah, like it'd be
Yeah.
fucking. It's the Avengers of
For
basically.
sure.
I've got that in my
Instead
notes
of
later.
instead of a time heist, it's an actual heist. But
Yeah.
the one line where he says like, "Oh, we all know it sucked. I made 2 bad movies instead," is the line that makes me think he's like semi joking, but I don't know.
The Truth About Charlie was a movie. I remember it's another movie I've came across in Goodwill at one point, and I picked it up thinking like, oh god, because I would like Google it and like this seems like it's terrible. I've never seen it, but it came out the next year, 2002. It's directed by Jonathan Demme though. He wrote and directed it, so you know, can it be that bad? I don't know, maybe.
I know I've seen it. I remember absolutely nothing about it because I just remembered Tandy Newton.
It's a remake of Charade, which is an old Audrey Hepburn movie, if I remember right. So.
Well, no movie Mark Wahlberg is in can be worse than Pain and Gain with him and The Rock. That is one. Of the
He
worst
is in
movies
some
I've ever
dog
seen.
shit movies.
Have you seen The Happening?
Okay.
Have we talked about
All right.
that?
Yes,
we
we
have talked
have.
about The Happening for
The
some
Happening's
reason. This
really,
is like the third
really
time it's come up
terrible.
on this podcast.
Actually, yeah, I think you're right.
Save the trees.
Oh, God. Okay, other casting notes. Danny Glover was supposed to play Frank, the role that went to Bernie Mac, and the real-life brother duo of Luke and Owen Wilson were supposed to play the bickering Malloy brothers. Which
I would have liked that.
I would have
That
really
would've been
liked that.
fun.
Yeah.
That, like Luke has that feel to him better than Owen does, though. I think. But I do like the like Scott Conn and the other guy that are in this. Is it
Casey Affleck.
It's Casey Affleck. I mean, they're both fantastic too. So
Luke
but
Wilson
yeah, it
could
would've
have
been
put himself in an MVP contention if he'd had this and Legally Blonde. Oh, that
And
would've been
Royal,
pretty-
but they
and
all
Tannenbaums,
they all got
yeah.
snatched up by Wes Anderson for the Royal Tenenbaums.
I love Danny Glover too, but Bernie Mac was absolutely perfect.
I agree.
Oh
I
love
yeah.
This
Man.
movie made me miss Bernie Mac so much.
Yeah,
Yes.
same. That was when he first comes on the screen. Like he's one of the earliest characters on screen. I was like, oh my god, Bernie
Yeah.
Mac!
Yeah,
Like I had no
man.
idea he was in this movie. Like I'd somehow had seen so much of this cast before and had never seen that Bernie Mac was in this movie. Like it's like, oh, that's so.
He's
fucking
pretty
cool.
central too. I mean, he's
Yeah.
kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
the biggest one aside from Danny and Rusty. He's the thread. I think that connects them all together.
Bernie is one of those people that like I think we're always gonna miss Bernie. Like you know what I mean? Like it's just one of those ones that like Bernie, and it feels like Chester from Lincoln Park and Robin Williams are like three people that like every time that they come up, everybody's just gonna be like, God damn, man, like I miss those people, you know. So yeah, it was good to see Bernie back for a minute,
Yes.
you know.
Yeah. He's in all three of the movies in the trilogy too. He died in 2008 at the age of 50 from complications from pneumonia.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible.
So apparently it sounds like Don Cheadle had this a little bit of a rough time on this movie. For one, I don't know why he had to have a Cockney accent. I don't think it's integral to the plot. He like openly in interviews talks about like I couldn't do it at all. They brought in a coach and worked, and he was just like I know this isn't working, but Soderbergh was like, it's fine, and people just raked him over the coals for it, as they should, because it's insane.
I didn't take a terrible amount of notes for this movie, but one of them was, what the fuck is Don Cheadle doing?
We're in Bonnie!
Like, it's funny, because it's so outrageous. And
But like,
just hired Vinnie Jones. Should have just made it Vinnie Jones.
Or let Don Cheadle do some sort of other accent that he can do well.
Or just
I'm like, I just don't know why they had to force him to do something that he clearly could not.
Because they had to get the Barney Rubble line in, apparently. Like,
but he also insisted his name be removed from this film. So he's doing an uncredited role essentially. Why? He requested to have his name listed above the title of the film, along with Clooney, Pitt, Garcia, Damon, and Roberts. Producers refused. And he was like, fine, don't credit me at all.
well, he's not on their level at this time, right?
That's what I went back and looked, because I was like, when did Hotel Rwanda come out? And it came out after this.
Yeah, it's after this.
I mean, he'd gotten a Golden Globe for playing Sammy Davis Jr. on a TV show.
I just think that, like, I understand that he's honestly probably, you could argue, a more talented actor than all of the people on that title card. But he's not the draw that they are. So,
yeah.
Like, I understand why he feels that way, but I also understand why the producers are like, eh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the one I guess you could have contested would have been Matt Damon. And not, because it doesn't even sound like he was trying to argue that he shouldn't be there, like that in place of Matt Damon, but like just should be with them. But because I mean they're pretty even. I mean Matt Damon's probably ahead slightly there, because I guess this is after Town and Mr. Ripley and stuff.
I think Matt Damon is really there to draw in the younger girls. Because he was becoming such a heartthrob around this time.
And maybe Cheadle was out there. Maybe he was like saying, like, well, black people might come watch this movie. And I mean, I'm just saying, like, just trying to figure like what his case might have been,
Yeah, but it doesn't sound like it sounds like his beef's really with the producers, because he came back for all the sequels, and it just sounds like he had other than the accent, like a good time working with this cast.
I'm just waiting for Don Cheadle to show up in Rush Hour 2 later.
Oh, I was just waiting for Don Cheadle to fall down a hill for 90 straight seconds like he does in Swordfish.
Speaking of MVPs,
man, he's a heist machine, dude.
Yeah, he's in 5 movies this year, I think, and 3 of them we're doing have done on this podcast.
Yeah, he was also in was it Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back?
Is he in Jay and Silent
Bob? No.
Who's in that? Someone.
Chris
Matt Damon.
Chris
That's
Rock.
What I'm thinking of.
Chris Rock, Matt Damon, and Ben Affleck.
Yeah, Matt Damon's who I was thinking of.
Tracy Morgan is one of the guys that they're talking about weed cards with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. There are so many other like fun things about this movie, but we just got to move on. Including there's like if you like to read about George Clooney and his pranks, just Google it. There's so much about he and Pitt in this movie just going back and forth at each other. But yeah, what did you all think of Ocean's 11 2001 version?
So before we get started recording, Slate had said something about not really knowing what to say about this movie, and he was I sounded concerned, and then he sounded like I relieved some burden off of him, because I was like, oh, I'm also not really sure what to say about it. Other than like I really enjoyed it. Like I liked it a lot. It's was it breezy confidence? Was that the phrase you use up in the notes? Like, I think that's honestly a pretty apt way to describe it in terms of just how it's plotted out, and you're just in from the moment. You just drop right in. I love that it doesn't spend a whole lot of time meandering around this group of people, trying to navigate their relationships with one another like you see in some of this shit. It's just, you're right into it. You learn a little bit about the people you really need to know, and everybody else is kind of an accessory to what's going on, and they're just in because you just assume that their motivations are there because they are in this life of, they're on the periphery of society and like to live, to various degrees and participate in criminal activity. It's a fun movie. It's just a really fun movie, and I think it is a movie that is kind of exemplary of what you could achieve in a blockbuster movie in 2001 that is like almost impossible to achieve in a blockbuster movie in 2026. I think that's kind of
the star power.
Yeah, like this. There's nothing inherently special about this movie except that it has a bunch of famous people in it, and it's well written, well directed, and just point A to point B to point Z gets you through the movie. Like it's not capes. There's not anything. There's not there's like 2 explosions, but it's not like what you think of as an explosion, like a building, or like an action scene. There's like barely.
They do blow up a building in this movie.
Yeah, but
actually,
it's
Vladimir
demolition.
Klitschko and Lennox Lewis blow up a building in this movie.
But it's a very small blockbuster when you think about what we think of as blockbusters. Even prior to this, like Swordfish is in this.
I feel like this is what Swordfish was kind of going for.
What they thought it could be.
Like just that kind of like everyone's
Hot
like
take.
kind of cool and confident.
Oh, no.
And
What's he about to say?
Hot take. Can you finish your sentence and I'll give my take after. Go ahead.
I think one of the reasons I enjoy this movie is because it is a straightforward heist. There are no like double crossing, triple crossing twists and turns because it doesn't need it. Like you want to see them all work together in this giant Rube Goldberg machine to get this done. And there is a twist at the end for Andy Garcia's character, but they get away with it, and it's a very satisfying watch.
And the twist at the end too, because when that first starts happening with the SWAT team thing, I'm like, oh, that's weird. And then I'm like, oh, well, they never did really walk through like how they were going to get out with the money. Like, and so it's like, okay, it even makes like it was a very sensible twist.
As there is a line whenever they build a fake version of the Bellagio vault, and I think it's Linus is like, oh, to practice in, and George Clooney goes, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's go Slate.
All right.
Swordfish hot take. Let's hear it.
Swordfish hot take. Swordfish is a more entertaining film.
Fuck me. I knew that's where this was going.
Okay.
Let's hear it
listen, out. Okay, listen. This is... All right. If you're a Florida theme park enthusiast, you either are a Disney or a Universal lad, right? Like, you're one or the other. You have these preferences. This... Ocean's 11 feels very Disney, where it's like very pretty, very magical, all about the ambiance and the memory of like the vibe of the feeling, right?
Everything is very planned and polished.
Yes,
and
very yes.
You could say sanitized, yeah.
There you go. Okay, exactly. Yeah, you're better at words than I am, Allison. Thank you. Universal, however, is more about like the thrill, the excitement, the explosions, the grittiness, the dirty like undertones, like it's more raw. That's how I felt.
I think Swordfish is more like Camden Park in this example.
Well,
Dirty.
Oh, Camden Park.
The roller
That's
coasters somehow still standing despite
Somehow,
shaking
yeah.
furiously.
Like, how are these passing any sort of inspection?
I don't dislike this movie. I enjoyed it.
No, Slade, I get what you're saying. Swordfish is definitely more outrageous, and
Yeah.
if you're wanting to see something more kind of unexpected,
Yeah, Swordfish is definitely turned up to like the dial is turned way up
Yeah.
compared to this.
Yeah, like okay, and maybe I'm like watered down from so many heist movies that like this movie didn't super impress me. I enjoyed seeing the performances. I thought Clooney was like at his peak Clooney in this movie. Like he is very smooth and you know what I mean, like charismatic and just like you know. And then Pitt cooks in this movie as well. But like I just like Josh said when we first got in here, I was like, I don't really know if I have much to say about this movie. It feels like the perfect movie for background noise. Like, and for me, I think the biggest problem is I don't feel like there really are any stakes. I don't feel like they're ever at risk of actually getting caught ever in this movie.
I think that's fair, actually, because I never felt that either. I kind of did kind of watch it assuming like nothing bad is going to happen.
Like it doesn't feel like anybody's in danger. Nobody's going to get caught. Like it's not like the whole time you're just like, yeah, they're going to fuck this guy over. Can't wait to see it. But like it doesn't feel like the stakes are real at all. Why I like Now You See Me so much is that like Mark Ruffalo is hot on their trail the entire time, and the big reveal there is like an amazing reveal, right? You know, and in this heist movie, you know, even the bigger like the twist at the end with the SWAT team, like I knew that they were the SWAT team. Had not ever seen the end of this movie, but they did not even try to mask Brad Pitt's voice, so it's clear to me that it's Brad Pitt, and I'm like, well, they're the SWAT team, so
the audience totally knows.
Yeah. So like it cheapened the like the magic to the movie for me. And even the Bellagio written on the floor at the end felt like just a shoehorned last throwaway line that was like, oh, you know, it'd be really cool if we made this change at the end here, and it just thrown in last second and just felt cheap. But I did enjoy the movie. Like it is a fun movie. It's not a movie that like if I'm wanting to watch like a movie that excites me or like a good heist movie, it's not one that I'm gonna like pull up. That's why I asked you if 12 or 13 got better. Like are the stakes higher? You know what I mean? Like
sounds like you might like 12. Isn't there at some point someone is following them around trying to chase them? Am I making that up, Allison?
In 12 they end up in Europe. It's Danny Ocean's European Vacation.
Okay. I feel like 13, the stakes feel better with Pacino, maybe because he's just the bigger bad guy that knows how to play it.
In 13, they create an earthquake with a giant underground drill, so they get more outrageous as you go
So it's like
along.
Fast and Furious 10. I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the chemistry with Julia Roberts and Clooney, it doesn't feel like it's as there as it should be. I think that like they have more chemistry in the
Ticket to Paradise.
Yeah.
And
they do in this movie.
Mm-hmm. She's just an object in this movie.
Yeah.
You know.
She
is not doing much.
I kept waiting on her to be in on it. Like, you know what I mean? I ultimately kind of waited on her to be in on it, and she wasn't. The reveal with Garcia basically saying like, yeah, I would give her away to get my $160 million back was like, okay, all right. You know what I mean?
Which in my notes, I'm like, I realized that we're supposed to be like, oh my God, I can't believe he did that. But I was like,
you're not surprised by it. That's the problem is like,
I wouldn't.
Things, but like, it's so on par for his character too, that like, you're not surprised by it. So like, there's just no real surprises in this movie for me, or nothing that really made me go, oh shit. You know what I mean? Like, so I just like, I don't want to say it's a milquetoast movie, because I think it's a good movie, but like it's just one that like if I'm bored and want to like have something on to pass time and take a nap too, it would probably be this kind of movie. Like it's, you know, so I don't dislike it, but I don't love it.
it's just a hang movie, really. I think it's not. It
It's a
is
fun
a heist movie because of the nature of what it is. But it's you're really there to hang out with all these really famous people who are on the same movie. I mean, I think that's the real true appeal of it. It's especially for at this time. I mean, this had to have been. I didn't read a whole lot about the lead up to how this movie came together, but there's a lot of famous people.
Oh, for sure.
Just to have Clooney and Brad Pitt together in the movie, if it had just been those two, it would have been really significant at the time. And then Julia Roberts, and then Matt Damon and Cheadle, and all these people. I mean, it's Bernie Mac's he's a leading man, at some point, I
had more fun with the ensemble of the cast of Gone in 60 Seconds than I did in this movie. I don't know, I like that. I like that group of Scott Conn is in that one as well, but Nicolas Cage and Angelina Jolie. I love Will Patton's character in it also, and the dude that's Vinny Jones, who's a mute in the movie. I like that. I like that group of characters better than this group of characters, even though the actors are a much higher level of quality of actor, right? So I don't know. It was just one of those movies that I was all right. I thought it would be more exciting or better. I think the main problem for me is that I didn't really see any twist that caught me off guard. And there just doesn't seem like there's really any real stakes or threats. Even at the end of the movie, he gets out of jail. She's in the backseat of the car. They're being followed by Andy Garcia's men, and they're just yep, they're right behind us. And then they pull off, and then the car follows them, and that's the end of the movie. And I'm we're not going to get rid of them. That's the end of the movie?
There's more adventures to be had. This really is in some ways our superhero movie for the year. Because that's really kind of what, everything you're saying is kind of you can say about almost any superhero movie, really. To
Spider-Man Brand New Day. It's amazing. We love you, Frank Castle.
I'm not even trying to crap on that stuff, but most of that stuff has very low stakes. For the most part. If
but
you really
the good ones,
you
do feel like Batman's in danger with Joker, in a sense, you know what I mean? And Bane breaks him in half. You know what I mean? Certain movies, I don't know. This one, even when Danny's in danger, he gets punched one time and he's not yet, not yet. And the guy's oh, sorry. These people are the biggest con men in fucking Vegas, and they know everybody.
They know everybody.
Knows they're con men.
The number of what was it? Pitt he pays off a stripper to
and she's
dance
go
for
say
one
hi
of
to my mom. She'll be up on stage.
And he says, say hi to your mom. She's she'll be on stage in 10 minutes. You can do it yourself. It's just
that's how long they've been in the game.
But that's okay. But that's okay. So they're that well known in Vegas, and they just get to walk around with anonymity.
They're gentlemen thieves. Slate.
It's just if they have that reputation, then how are they not under the radar of somebody?
For me, that's kind of just speaks to the seediness of the place they're in. It's just sort of the people they interact with just expect to some degree some level of criminality.
But that's my main critique. I still enjoyed the movie, but
no, I think actually, and I do think the stakes thing is a fair thing to call out, because I caught myself at some point thinking that too. Nothing bad is ever going to happen to these people, and again, that's part of the fun. Is oh, how are they gonna spin themselves out of it? When he got into the room where he's getting beat up by the goon, and it's
that guy's really funny.
I know, and he's not yet, not yet. And he's just it's okay. He's I'm sorry, Daddy. I totally forgot. He just sounds like a dum-dum.
Yeah. And then he's tossing himself around the room. You had enough yet?
And then Danny's how's your wife? Pregnant again.
He's yeah, that tends to happen. At least he's got a good $2 million coming his way to help out with the young. And it's I did start thinking all the dudes that Danny's paying off by the end of this movie, he's in the hole all of a sudden. On
he's in it. He's literally in it.
He got his
to get his wife back.
But...
He just paid $12 million for his wife. She literally is an object.
Yeah, that's really the premise of the movie is he's getting her back.
Julia Leg Lamp Roberts.
Yeah. I mean, the leg lamp doesn't say much more than she does, really. In this, she.
It's a waste of her talent, but I'm sure she's just like, I got to be in this movie with all these guys.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, it was great for her to be in this, and I do like the scene with her and Clooney at the dinner table. Like, I do think that's where you get kind of like it was worth it for her to be in this movie, for that scene. But yeah, man, she's pretty. She is just set dressing, or she's the MacGuffin to some degree.
I knew something was wrong when she had red hair, and I wasn't like drooling on myself. I was like,
she's too classy for your taste.
Oh, you're saying I like trashy redheads? That's crazy.
Oh, I mean, I'm not going to judge because if I was going to lean one way or the other.
Probably my favorite scene or sequence in this movie is when Matt Damon comes in as the gaming commissioner.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we got, this guy's fake identity. And they pull him back and like, oh my God, Bernie Mac is so funny. Mm-hmm. And he goes, goddamn cracker.
Goddamn cracker.
You heard what I said. And he goes, what did he say? Might as well call it White Jack.
Yeah.
But every time he
stand on the table and dance for you too.
He comes at Matt Damon, and Matt Damon does such a good job of being like, "Oh God,
yes, yes."
Yeah, I love every scene where they're playing those roles.
Well, it is a fun. That is the most fun thing about this for me is the everybody gets a chance to sort of play a different character in the movie. Like that's what's really cool is like you get a lot of these scenes where people are playing, disguised and they're all selling it pretty well. I think it seems pretty convincing for. I did think the wig on Pitt when he's doing the doctor was hilarious.
Was pretty bad. Yeah,
I think it was like purposely bad. Like the way it looks, like it's like this is fucking ridiculous. But Carl Reiner's great in this.
He's my favorite.
He is phenomenal
in the entire movie.
I love whenever they're watching them put the money, load up the money at the end, and he's on the leaning over him. He's like, "This is the sexiest thing I've ever seen."
He's fantastic in the movie. The pills that he's taking, are they designed to make him sweat? Is that?
Yeah, I think he's taking something to cause tachycardia. I think. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So
honestly, yeah, that was fun. He kind of feels like the heart and soul of the movie to me. I don't know. I love him.
I will say so. I wrote down kind of what everyone's roles are. So Danny is obviously the ringleader. Rusty's his right-hand man. Linus was a pickpocket who he has a famous thief parents, which they get into in the next two movies. Frank Catton, aka Ramon, it's Bernie Mac, is the inside man in the casino. Basher Tar, Don Cheadle with the worst accent in the world, is the explosives expert. Saul Bloom, Carl Reiner he's basically an elderly con man. He's
literally started with Don Cheadle quote. His first line is "Hold on to your knickers." It's like, whoa, brother, come on, man.
And then we've got the Malloy brothers, who are Mormon fraternal twins, Virgil and Turk, and they're basically drivers and mechanics. Livingston Dell is the surveillance expert. That's the job that I would take. Yin is an acrobat, and I love that if you go to look up, it says he's an acrobat, and I'm like, oh, what else has he been in? He's been in 4 movies. Do you want to guess what they are?
3 Oceans movies and 1 Rush Hour film as a stunt double.
4 Oceans movies.
Oh, so he was in Ocean's 8.
He makes a cameo in Ocean's 8. Yeah, that is the extent of his film credits.
That's fun.
That's crazy. I do want to go back to Saul for a minute because, legitimately, when Saul is playing, what's the guy's name? Burka? He's playing the boss.
The rich.
Yeah. And then, he's walking through the casino and his friend notices him and it's like, Saul, it's me, hey, buddy.
Yeah.
And, Andy Garcia kind of gets a red flag that comes up. but then just kind of ignores it. You know what I mean? Like, and
But
that's where,
I think it's
like,
Saul looks at him with such disgust.
yeah, he does.
that
I
it's
mean,
pretty
he's
convincing,
great.
and he's just like, "The fuck is this guy?"
Right. I mean, he's great. But my point is that I think the movie's better if Saul gets busted there, or if something happens to where Andy Garcia's character is like now aware that a heist is happening, or that they're, you know what I mean, and now they're having to, because technically, literally every single fucking thing goes according to plan in this movie.
Well, all the things that go wrong don't deal with people. It's like with technical issues.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
so,
He forgot
like-
to change the batteries. Woohoo!
Well, and there's
You
like,
know.
what was it? The surveillance. Oh God, there was something where the surveillance
The
guys
sur-
like,
the
oh, we
briefcase
can't
was
do
on
this
top of
now
this
because they're changing something about the technology for the surveillance, and what we had planned is not going to work. It's like there are obstacles, but they're all like,
But they happen before the actual take. Like, once the take starts, like, they don't ever have to improv on top of their feet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, once this is the night, everything's set in motion. Like, the worst thing that happens is, oh my God, the briefcase gets put on top of the safe that he's in. And then he just catches it because they have a rope attached to it. You know what I mean? Like, or a handcuff attached to it. So, like, I just, like, I don't know. I just wish they had more challenges, like, getting in and out of there.
I mean, Danny got eliminated from the heist. We didn't really talk about.
He planned
like,
on
his own hubris.
He planned on it. I think
no, he
told-
planned.
he
Yeah, he planned that.
He wanted to get caught by Andy Garcia talking to Julia Roberts and be seen so that he would get red flagged.
So he would have an
that he would
alibi.
have an alibi and
Yeah.
look innocent. Like, it just, yeah.
I don't know, for somebody who likes meticulously crafted plots, Slayton, you're wanting people to.
Because in real life, the unexpected shit
In real
happens.
life,
you have
this
to,
movie
you
would
know.
have ended at Danny Ocean would have never got out of jail.
It'd be like they show in the beginning, like, oh, the last time somebody tried to rob a casino and the guy runs out and gets shot and all of money goes up everywhere. Yeah, that would have been the.
They have insurance. Never mind that. We're just gonna blast this dude.
But before I forget, the last member of the Ocean's 11 crew is Ruben Tishkoff, played by Elliot Gould, who's basically the rich guy who decides to finance it because he hates Andy Garcia so much.
Yeah.
Because at least that explains how did they get the money to do all this? They have a rich guy bankrolling the whole deal.
I do like that too about the whole thing. Is like, it does feel like a world that's been lived in, a lot. You don't need someone to just tell that to you. It's, you feel like all these characters have relationships that, I mean, other than the ones that are meeting each other for the first time. I did want to, we're talking about when they go recruit Matt Damon's character. That's like the strangest scene in the movie, like the way they film it's actually in Chicago and they're on the L train, and it's like some of the slow motion stuff is it's like Soderbergh just playing around basically, and like it kind of I kept waiting for something else like that to happen. Like, oh no, that was just it. He just was fucking around, and it looked like it might have been digital video at some point a little bit. Like, it's like just a strange kind of minute in the middle of this movie, but it's also like, man, like they were really shooting on locations. They were going like to actual places to fucking film one scene. They probably spent one day or two in Chicago to do that stuff. And for a scene that's
2
takes
minutes
up
long.
3 or 4 minutes of the movie, and we used to be a country.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it because to me the Bellagio has always just been, oh, you know what the Bellagio is, you know what the fountains are. It was finished in 1998, so it was only 3 years old when this movie came out, with 2 years when they
Really?
were filming it.
Huh.
So I'm like,
That's
I feel
cool.
like maybe this movie is part of what gives it that kind of reputation of like,
Yeah.
it's such a landmark, like going to watch the fountains, the dancing fountains at the
Huh.
Bellagio. It's one of the main things people go see when they're in Vegas.
I did not know that. That's
I didn't
great.
either.
Oh, the other one thing I forgot to point out is I'm laughing that Rusty Ryan, the second in command, is teaching celebrities how to play poker.
Topher Grace.
Topher Grace and
With a beard.
God, there's other like young TV. I'm blanking on their names. That Topher Grace also shows up very briefly in Ocean's 12. And I'm guessing it's because he worked with Soderbergh on Traffic. That's really all I have in my notes. I mean, like we've said, this movie is pretty formulaic. It's an enjoyable watch. It's not gonna raise your heart rate that much, but it's really all about the chemistry between this cast. I think, like, Josh, when you dropped off and I kept talking, I was like, you can tell that they're just having fun, and that's part of the appeal.
Yeah, no, I think they're having a blast, and I just like like I said earlier, I think it's a good hang of a movie, and something that I can understand why it's so popular, why it was on like TNT and stuff all the time.
It is interesting that for both the sequels, they basically get the entire cast back for each, which is so rare when you're outside of, an MCU style contract.
Yeah, and to have Soderbergh come back for all three of them too.
He came back for all three.
It's like
Julia Roberts is in the second, and then Catherine Zeta-Jones joins for the second one, and she actually has like stuff to do. But then neither one of them are in the third one, and you can tell it's just like, we didn't know what to do with these two women, these two like girlfriends / wives, and so they just basically make up an excuse like,
get the girls out of here.
Yeah. All right. Any other comments? I'm going to go into the bonus feature.
Just the last. Want to talk about the last scene is kind of interesting, or like not the the fountain scene really more than him getting out of prison. Like that's kind of a neat way. It's a God, Stephanie was telling me the name of the song. Like she recognized the song. Did you recognize it, Allison? You have a history in music. I didn't know if.
I can't hear it in my head right
Claire
now.
de Lune is what it's called. The music, the piece of music. Again, just kind of scene in a movie that it feels to me. It felt like one sort of like something that maybe is like the only real nod to something from the original. Like even though like I don't think that music's in the original movie, but like just kind of feels like the kind of scene you might like piece of music you might have heard in a movie in the 60s. But I think just that you spend like a good minute and a half, 2 minutes just kind of reflecting on what you just experienced. Like there's just movies don't breathe like that.
Yeah.
As much anymore. Like to even take a minute to just,
or it would be
to decompress, or it would be like a pop song or something. Like it would be something that with words, like
a needle drop.
A needle drop. It's not like this class like, and I'm not even like a big classical music person, but I don't know. It felt like a very good, kind of what you were saying. There's like it's the Disney kind of story. It kind of felt like a little.
I would say
magical.
He used the score has a lot of kind of jazz influence in it, and it's like real peppy and upbeat, and like it's so it's so subtle in the background, especially when they're in the casino. I think it's really well done. It kind of just sets the vibe and is almost a nod to the original, I think. But
I like the choice for Saul to be the last one to leave the fountain. I don't know. I just thought like his look at the end is like mission accomplished. Probably feeling like this would be the last like big thing that he does with his life, and I liked it. It was a good moment. You could have left it right then and there.
Yeah, and I thought it was. I thought that was going to be the end of the movie, and then it gives you the little stinger there. But...
I did laugh at the 3 to 6 months later.
3 to 6 months later, it's like who fucking cares like, how long he actually was in jail for?
Well, she says like, how long are you going away for? And he says 3 to 6 months, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says 3 to 6 months, and then they're like 3 to 6 months later. It's like time doesn't matter. Who cares how long he was in there for? This is the day he gets out. That's all you need to know.
And he's wearing the tux. I guess, 'cause that's
still wearing the tux. I thought I kind of would have liked some reference about like hey, you know, when can we get paid? I figured like that 3 to 6 months their money's on hold somewhere, you know what I mean? But clearly they're not, because as soon as he gets out, he tells Brad Pitt, $14 million and you're still driving this piece of shit,
shitty
you know?
car.
Yeah. Oh, Brad Pitt's probably like, well, you know, Andy Garcia did tell me to go, you know, buy $100,000 car. You know, I don't want to do that.
So he could find me and kill me.
Yeah, so kill me. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's roll on into our bonus feature, which is all about Las Vegas.
Vegas, baby! Vegas!
So, as we were talking before the podcast, and I was trying to think about what to do for a bonus feature, and I started to go down the route of, well, let's talk about remaking old kind of classic movies, and then I remembered, oh, Josh is doing Planet of the Apes in a few weeks, and that'll be way more fun to talk about as a failure of a remake.
Yeah,
oh man,
we
Josh
made a
used...
good movie.
Yeah, this is arguably a better version.
Josh
of
could have
Ocean's
used
11.
the special features on Planet of the Apes to talk about evolution, how we evolved from monkeys and then went back to
The history
full
of
circle in the
humans.
future, coming back to being a planet of monkeys again. That would have been fantastic.
With Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Okay, and I asked both these guys if they'd ever been to Vegas, and neither one of you have, correct?
Nope,
No.
I'm saving it for the bachelor party. I'll never have. So,
And
Josh, we're gonna have to plan the Vegas trip.
Yeah, I'm
soon.
saving it for the bachelor party. I'm never going to get to throw.
I've been
It's
there
like-
I've been there at least 6 times.
Ah,
Damn.
Could possibly be more.
Well, definitely,
over-
but for the bachelor party, like,
yeah. So you know what? After we wrap this show at the end of the year, you know, we'll plan our Vegas trip to celebrate the podcast. Listeners, subscribe to something and give us
we'll
money
start
so
a
we can go.
Patreon.
Yeah, so we can go.
Do you want to see us in Vegas?
Yeah.
We'll find a casino that will let us do a short residency, and yeah. Okay. I have lots of personal opinions and tips and such for Vegas I'll get into at the end, but just to give you some context for the City of Sin. So long before the casinos were built, Vegas was known for natural springs. And the name Las Vegas is Spanish for the meadows. In 1829, Mexican explorer Rafael Rivera came across a lush area fed by underground springs while he was traveling through the Mojave Desert. So water's very scarce. So that it basically became an important pit stop for people who were traveling, especially from like California to Colorado. 1905, the railroad arrived. Vegas officially became a city. It was a stop between LA and Salt Lake City, and at the time, only a few thousand people lived there. In 1931, Nevada legalized gambling during the Great Depression. It was basically to stimulate the struggling economy. Seemed to have worked very well. And at the same time, around the same time, construction began on the Hoover Dam. So all thousands of these workers moved down there to help build this behemoth. So they brought money, businesses, and they needed entertainment. And just a side note, I went to the Hoover Dam too. It's only like a 45-minute drive from Vegas. So if you ever go, like, plan to have a day where you go do the tour of the Hoover Dam, because it is insane. Seeing it in person and like imagining how much work it took in the construction of it, and like so many people died.
Do they take you inside the walls of the Hoover Dam where you can see, you know, the Autobots and Decepticons?
Well, you go inside the dam. I honestly can't remember much about the inside because the outside of it is just so impressive. But we also, side note, took a limo to the Hoover Dam just to be extra, and it wasn't that much more than like renting a car or whatever. So we're gonna be like so basic, and the four of us were like, we're gonna rent a limo to the Hoover Dam, and it was amazing. And the driver knew all the places to stop to get the best photos and stuff. Okay, anyway, so the famous Las Vegas Strip, so what most people think of when they think of Vegas, actually isn't inside the city of Las Vegas. It's mostly located in the unincorporated communities of Paradise and Winchester, which are just south of the city limits. So in the 1940s and 50s, these lavish resort hotels started appearing along Highway 91. And they were kind of meant to be an all-inclusive destination that people would not need to leave. So food, drink, entertainment, the lodging was really nice, etc. The very first casino, built in 1931, was called the Paradise Club,
Love it.
which I personally love. But then the first hotel casinos started about a decade later. The first three were the El Rancho Vegas, Hotel Las Frontier, and the Flamingo, which is still kicking. It's the oldest resort hotel still standing, and it is located right in the middle of the Strip. And honestly, it is, in my opinion, the best location if you're going for the first time. During the 50s and 60s, Vegas had become America's entertainment capital. So we talked about the Rat Pack. They're basically synonymous with Vegas. Elvis, also synonymous with Vegas. They really turned it into a place where seeing a live performance was just as important as the gambling. And I feel like when I was a teenager, the idea of a Vegas residency seemed lame.
Yeah.
Right?
I remember that period of time where it seemed like that's where you, like, the retirement tour, basically.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Oh,
like,
no, Celine Dion. Woohoo.
Celine Dion's amazing. But yeah, I mean, it was... It was more like this. These are musicians that like your boomer
The Beach
parents
Boys
would go see. Yeah. But these days it is like, it is a thing.
Everybody. Yeah.
For people to do residencies now. And especially with the building of the Sphere.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's created to be a spectacle. So a few of the more modern day residencies going on now. Metallica.
I was gonna say, isn't Metallica there right now? Yeah.
Yep, U2, Backstreet Boys. With my friend Jenny, went and saw them twice earlier this year inside the Sphere.
Can I give
Lady
another hot take?
About the Backstreet
U2
Boys.
is the worst band ever. Okay, I fucking hate U2.
I have no U2 feelings one way or the other, but I'm inclined to lean
I like
that
a couple
way
of their
just 'cause-
songs, but I don't have a particularly strong feeling one way or
I
the
I
don't
other.
know any of
despise
their
them,
songs,
and the
really.
moment that they decided to put their album on every single person who had an iPhone's phone,
That was bullshit.
I'm still not over it.
Yeah.
Okay, fuck you, Bono.
Lady Gaga, Jennifer Lopez, Britney Spears. I did see her perform at Planet Hollywood.
Nice.
Bruno Mars, Adele, etc., etc. I mean, there's tons of big name acts.
Now, the one thing I am going to throw out about this list, because I do agree, I think it's valid that it does seem less lame than at least it used to. But reading through these names that are the Sphere, the one thing I will say is, these are kind of retirement.
Hold
type
on,
acts
Bruno
to
and
some
Lady
degree.
Gaga are still
Like,
cooking.
I mean,
I
those
mean-
two, but most of these, like Britney's, like, is Britney Spears big with the Gen Zs? Like,
Yeah.
is
Well, you
Backstreet
know.
She's-
Boys
well,
like?
Her residency's over at this
Yeah,
point.
it's in a different
Yeah.
thing. But like,
All right. Well, let's
guess
get
more
Limp
what I'm-
Bizkit and Nickelback out there.
really, more what I'm saying is, yeah, it's like we're just getting to the age where the people we like are hitting the boomer.
I mean, that's
the
part of it
boomer
too.
period age. But
Rihanna
I
needs
agree.
to do
The
a
Sphere has
residency
made
out there.
the Sphere has made it like
I think the Sphere is what's like drawing in.
Sure.
it's a
I
shame.
said that place is
James
amazing.
Dolan is the
It is
entrepreneur
yeah.
behind that, because that guy fucking sucks. But he tried to tank the Knicks and somehow still managed to get a championship too. So
Yeah.
I'd have been happy for the Knicks if not for him. But
Fair.
All
he doesn't
right.
deserve that joy, is what I'm really saying.
No,
The
he
Knicks
doesn't.
fans did. He doesn't.
Dude, we got some gold videos off of Twitter during that whole thing. I mean,
All right. So as Las Vegas grew, so did the capacity for outrageous hotel design. They're basically competing to become their own attraction. So here's just a few of the more kind of famous hotels. The Luxor is literally a glass pyramid with a sphinx out front. It is home to Carrot Top's comedy residency, which I have seen.
I've heard of the Luxor, the name. I didn't realize that was the one that was the pyramid and the Sphinx. That's cool.
And honestly, we saw Carrot Top just for like, LOL, we're going to go see Carrot Top. And we all really liked his show. And Dee Snider was there.
From Twisted Sister?
Twisted Sister. He was like 2 rows behind us.
Oh my
It's crazy.
God. You had better seats than Dee Snider?
Yeah.
Yo.
It was like $30 a ticket. We were like, this is the best value we have gotten on this trip because we were thoroughly entertained. Excalibur is built like an old medieval castle, and it is home to the Thunder from Down Under. Ask me how I know. Do y'all know what the Thunder from Down Under is?
No, it sounds like a
all
STD.
male review.
I was gonna say it could either be a really PG friendly thing or
it's the real life Magic Mike.
Okay.
Yep.
He's at King Arthur's.
Yeah. Yep, they're inside Excalibur. So it was so funny.
Oh, so they're pulling out their swords.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
pulling out their swords.
One of the times, it was one of the first times.
One of the
that I
times,
went.
Jesus Christ.
I know. No, to Vegas. To Vegas.
Okay. I was like,
My friend
damn.
Heather was with me, and we were like, "Oh, what are we gonna do?" And I was like, "Okay." We're like, when we land the plane, the first billboard we see, we're gonna go do it. It was the Thunder from Down Under. We're like, "Well, we
That's
have to
awesome.
now."
That's
And we
great.
we went to the concierge. We were like, "Can you help us get tickets to the Thunder Down Under?" And she was just like, "Of course I can." Yeah.
That's
Okay,
funny.
continuing on. New York has its own roller coaster.
That's fun.
That's cool.
Caesar's Palace is a palace and famous for.
Is this the real Caesar's Palace? Did Caesar actually live here?
Yeah.
Yes.
In The Hangover?
Yes.
One of my
100%
favorites.
historically accurate.
I had a weird tangent here for me. I grew up. I had a Caesar's Palace. One of my first CD case was a Caesar's Palace CD case.
That's wild.
Don't ask me why. I don't know.
What if they got it from the casino, like in Indiana? Because that was the Caesar's originally.
I think it was probably from the Caesar's, Indiana, but I was like, this is strange. Like, why?
That is
Like, looking back, like, there's so much about my childhood that, like, it makes a sense why I grew up how I did.
Yeah. All right. The Bellagio has the fountains, which this movie, as we said, I'm pretty sure made famous, and it is very cool. They go off like every 30 minutes, I think. We did stay in the Bellagio the last time me and John, my imaginary friend, the last time we went, and it is a very nice hotel, but like, don't spend a tremendous amount of money on a hotel room.
You're not going to be in the hotel room.
Yeah, and like waking up in the morning, they don't put coffee makers or anything in the rooms because they want you to get out and have to go buy stuff. And it was like $7 for a simple plain black coffee. But
so see, Allison had to spend a lot on the hotel room though because
She wasn't splitting. I was going to say, did the Bellagio call you and say, you only paid for half of your room?
The Paris, Las Vegas has a recreation of the Eiffel Tower, which you can actually go up in.
Which one of these has
Bourbon
an
County's
elephant
got
room?
one of those.
Do what?
Which one of these has an elephant room?
An elephant room?
Yeah, you know, from like what is it that we watched with with Ewan McGregor and Nicole Kidman? The elephant
Moulin
room.
Rouge.
Yeah. Which one of these hotels has an elephant room?
The Paris probably has the closest decor to
Okay.
Moulin Rouge, which would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Venetian has actual canals and gondolas that you can go for a ride in.
Now, that's fun.
That is kind of cool.
The Mirage, which no longer exists, it was torn down. I can't remember what replaced it recently, but it had a volcano that would erupt at the top of every hour in like a fire show. There used to be a lot of like free attractions on the strip that you could just, and by the way, it's open. You can carry drinks around on the street. It's completely open. So it is just like drunk people as far as the eye can see.
Whoa, look at that volcano, bud, just blowing up.
Yeah, you could just stop and watch like, oh, now the volcano's going off at the Mirage. Treasure Island has a pirate ship out front, and when we stayed there, it was like 2011, they had like a pirate show with like pirates and winches like dancing around and swinging and singing songs on this ship. They don't do that anymore.
Cool. The Mirage is it looks like somehow Hard Rock has gotten involved with that property, and it's going to be reopened as a Hard Rock Las Vegas, but somehow the Mirage is also going to be reincorporated into it somehow.
I mean, the volcano's pretty famous, so
2027, so next year.
Allison, I gotta ask, because my sister, she likes to frequent Vegas quite a bit too. She's more of an old Vegas girl. She says old Vegas is more
Fremont
fun
Street.
than New Vegas. Are you more of an old Vegas, or are you a New Vegas person?
I'm New Vegas, and Fremont Street is really interesting, and you will see interesting characters down there. Fremont Street is in the actual city of Vegas. It's kind of considered the original Vegas. There is a gigantic screen that just is over the entire street. I don't know how to explain it.
I've seen that before. It's like imagine walking down 4th Street Live, but with a LED screen that's like in a tunnel above you. It's kind of different.
Yeah, and there's a zip line that you can take all the way down the street, which I did one time. It's pretty cool. But it's I think it's more affordable. It's chiller, I guess maybe is the word. I can see if you were like someone who really enjoyed gambling, you would probably appreciate that more. I think the casinos all have more of like kind of an old Vegas look to them. But the Strip is just so over the top. And when we go, it's more of like performances.
I got you.
I don't do a lot of gambling, but I have seen so many different Cirque du Soleils, comedians. Oh my God, I have to tell you a related story. I'll wait till the end.
Okay.
The Strip to me has more variety of entertainment.
Sure.
Fremont Street, I think if you're into that, like, I want to go gambling and drinking and hanging out is probably better. Are
you like a 3-day Vegas girl, 4-day Vegas girl? Like you don't spend a full week, right?
I don't do more than 4 days.
That's what
your body can't handle it.
Challenge accepted.
The last one that I want to point out, the Strat, formerly known as the Stratosphere, is basically, it looks like a big space needle. It's a hotel. It's at the very end of the Strip, and if you want to go see a view of the Vegas Strip or of the city of Vegas going into the desert, that is by far the best location. It's worth paying to go all the way up. It's very cool to see. You see the city and you see where it ends, and then there's just desert, and then the mountains in the super far distance. Yeah.
I do think it's interesting that they just because I guess I knew this, but didn't think about it ever, like the history of just how the city came together, like how it makes sense that it's just like plopped down like that, and sort of is like a pit stop city that just became a major hub. But it's wild that it's such an interesting, I don't know, it says something about us as humans. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Well, Allison, I am a little shocked at your notes that you don't have any mention at all of like mob ties. I thought for sure we were going to get into like, the mafiosos of the world here.
Yeah, Vegas was run by the mob in the early days. It probably still is, for all I know. But yeah, I wanted to keep this relatively short and kind of to tie this.
This is a Soderbergh film, not a Scorsese film. I get it.
This is true. Yes, we're keeping this moving along at a quick clip. And I wanted to point out, like, Vegas is a setting in so many movies.
Mm-hmm.
So many movies. Like, I found a list of hundreds and hundreds, but it's just kind of shorthand. If you need to have a glamorous environment, if you need it to be kind of seedy, unpredictable, anything goes, Vegas is like all of these things, and you can just kind of pick. Mm-hmm. It varies on the hotel.
It's the setting for Pay It Forward, which is the weirdest thing in the world to me.
I have not seen Pay It Forward.
Oh, it's a fantastic movie. I mean, it's got chitty Kevin Spacey in it, but it's a really good movie. It's the first movie I remember where I was like, "You mean people actually live there?" Like, because it's it's a vacation town, but like like obviously like the boy and his mom live like in Vegas, and it's so that was the first time I realized.
I mean,
that,
it's
like,
the
people
strip
live there.
really is so separate from the city limits that like you could completely disconnect yourself from all the shenanigans that are happening over here. Couple of movies that I just thought I'd pick out. Ocean's 11, both versions, obviously. Diamonds Are Forever, The Godfather, Indecent Proposal, Casino, Showgirls, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. The Hangover is probably the best known at this point.
Absolutely.
Behind the Candelabra, which I don't know if you all have seen, which also stars Matt Damon as Michael Douglas's Liberace's secret lover.
Casino? Do you got Casino on this list?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And again, Vegas can be different things to different people, and what makes it endure is just reinvention. It's so much more than gambling, and having gone back there over the years so many times, it's interesting to see it these days presented as a family-friendly distant, like they are trying to bring families.
Mm-hmm.
Future home of the Oakland / Sacramento / whatever Athletics.
Yeah, probably an NBA team at some point by the end of I would definitely say by 2040, there'll probably be an NBA team there as well, which is weird to think. It's because there is that transience to the city that is, even if you, obviously it has people, a substantial population.
It's all travel.
But it's still like such a strange place to think about there being a sports, like major sports teams, like
a loyal fan base.
Yeah, and I guess like some of that's just the nature of how sports are. Like there are so many people who really aren't fans of teams, or more fans of the sport or the league, or or players or whatever.
Yeah.
And but it does make sense, to have that stuff there for families and people who might be in town just to do something else, because there's like, why, if you can have Cirque du Soleil's and Britney Spears, why can't you have a baseball game?
Yeah. Well, but I see. Like, I think it makes more sense in a sense for the football, like with the Raiders, for instance. They moved from California to Vegas, so like a lot of their fan base can make the drive if they want to, right, to catch a game, 1 or 2 times a year. And the difference is they only have 8 or 9 home games a season, so it's not,
football is at least.
Football
I
makes
still
more
it's still
sense.
pretty shitty what they did.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's not, but I'm saying that like that would be like if the Reds were to move to Nashville. Okay, it's not that far of a drive, but the difference is they play 81 home games, not 8. So
yeah, it's a fascinating thing to see it propped up that way, and also. It's also, though, pretty forward thinking because of the nature of gambling, and because that does drive a big chunk of the economy, and how that has become widespread legal. And we don't have to get into that debate because I find myself in a completely feeling way different than I used to about that stuff, which I didn't anticipate. But it's when that is baked into your identity, and then all of a sudden every place in the world you can do it from your phone. Like it could have been a pretty damaging thing, and I'm sure it has been to some degree, and I'm sure tourism's down to some degree, but that's like not exclusive to Vegas either. Like, the economy is sort of the overall economy is why that's happened. So it's cool. I mean, just going through this bonus feature makes me want to go more than I'd already. I've never been, but I would like to go on a weekend trip with buddies, and
there is a direct Allegiant flight out of Lexington to Vegas.
Let's go.
Yeah,
let's start planning the trip. Just leave Jason with the grandparents, and
so my personal opinion and advice for Vegas. I love the Flamingo. Of all the places I've stayed, it's probably my favorite. They renovated it. I guess it's been probably a decade now, but it's very kitschy. It's affordable. It's right in the middle of the strip, so you can go in either direction. And when you get there, if you've never been, you do not realize how far apart everything is. Like, you might think, like, oh, I'm just going to walk up and down the strip. It will take you hours and hours. Like, literally 3 hours to walk down the strip and to come back. So staying in the middle makes it a little bit easier. My favorite Cirque show is Mystère, which was, I think, the original one. It's at Treasure Island. I've seen it 3 times now. It's the one with the high-flying trapeze acrobatics. Some of the other Cirque shows are more dance-based, and this one is more outrageous acrobatics-based, which is why it's my favorite.
I saw the Cirque Avatar show. Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that one.
It was pretty cool. They like brought it on like a world tour, and it came to the Yum Center, and somehow I ended up with free tickets for it, and took my sister, and it was really cool. That's the only Cirque du Soleil experience I've ever had. It was really neat.
Yeah, they've had a couple of them come to Rupp over the years, and I know I went to the Michael Jackson one, and then there was one a year or two ago that we went to that I can't remember which one it was. Buffets are a big thing, but like,
I'm in.
Yep, let's go.
Like the
I'll fuck a buffet up.
The buffet at like the Wynn is like over $100, I think, at this point. And honestly, like those really high end buffets are not really that much better than.
Give me a $20-$30 buffet, and I'll make
mid-range ones. They used to have a buffet pass, like a 24-hour buffet pass, and it was, I can't remember what the cost was, but it was like, okay, you've got 24 hours, you can go to any of the buffets owned by like the hotels underneath this brand.
That's like this. Thinking about that, like this sounds like the kind of thing when we went on a family vacation, we'd be like, all right, like we're like you're mapping it out. Like, here's where we're eating. We ain't got sorry, you ain't getting an ice cream cone. You got to go to the soft serve machine at the buffet.
Have I told you all about the magician show that I saw there? Or we found out afterwards that he was a pedophile?
Yes, you did tell us this. I forgot about that, but you did mention that.
Yep.
That's wild.
Yeah, he played at the Tropicana, and it was a cheap ticket. And the concierge was like, oh, he's like the next big up-and-coming thing. He's been mentored by Siegfried and Roy. We loved his show. I have pictures with him. I got him to sign a poster. The next year when we were back, I was like, what happened to Jan? I used to see billboards of him, and I looked it up. I'm like, oh, my God.
Allison,
he's been arrested and deported for child pornography.
You should have known when the ticket said age group is 18 and under. For the
show. Vegas is also... like, there's a lot of stuff you can do outside of the city if you're willing to kind of take a day. Like, go to the Hoover Dam, totally worth it. You can go to the Grand Canyon. It's the closest rim is 3 hours. I would recommend renting a car and not doing like a bus, because we did the bus thing and that was just a terrible experience. But if you really want to spend some time at the Grand Canyon, you probably want to like get a hotel down there. Red Rocks Canyon, which I haven't been to yet. That's on our list. Good for hiking. And then Zion National Park is about 2 hours away, and it is absolutely gorgeous and totally worth. Last time we went, we had like 3 days in Vegas and then a couple of days in Zion. We felt like being amongst nature kind of helped detox us but yeah, totally gorgeous and a pretty easy drive.
So, do y'all want to know the main reason why I want to go to Vegas?
Does it start with a P?
Is it something related to DMX?
Close, very close, actually. No lie. It's always been like, obviously, like as a history buff, I've always wanted to go to Dallas. One, I'm a Cowboys fan, but two, I want to go to Dealey Plaza where Kennedy was shot. My favorite rapper of all time is Tupac. He was shot in Vegas at the corner of Flamingo and Koval. So, like,
oh yeah,
I've always wanted to go there. And I remember, like, the second or third time my sister went, I was like, you've got to go to Flamingo and Koval and FaceTime me. Like, there's got to be something there, you know? Like, there's, like, nothing there. It kind of pisses me off. Like, pay some tribute to the guy. But I still want to go and be there just to say I was there for some weird reason. But that's, like, the main, like, Vegas, cool, like, all of that stuff. Like, if I go to Vegas, I'm going to have to go to a strip club just because the Vegas strip clubs are legendary. I don't even go to strip clubs like that. But, Vegas, let's do that. I never win money at casinos, so like I totally plan if I go to Vegas, I'll lose everything that I use. So I don't plan on gambling much. I just want to enjoy shit. But yeah, no, Flamingo and Koval to like see where Tupac was shot would be a cool experience for me. That's like the main thing that makes me really want to go.
The Sphere is very cool, even if I haven't seen a concert there, because the tickets are just like
outrageously expensive. Like you better hit something on the roulette or jackpot or something.
That's what I would have gone to see the Backstreet Boys with Jenny earlier this year, just because I was like, oh my god, that'd be like so fun.
Oh yeah, that would
but
be
I'm
awesome.
like, I'm not gonna pay like $500 or $600 for a ticket. I'm just not.
Yeah.
So
I was going to ask Hal, when you went on trips in the past, how like what does it cost you typically, like, or like how do you, because obviously it can range considerably if you want to gamble especially, but like how do you sort of budget it out? I mean, you don't have to get into crazy specifics, but
that's one reason I like the Flamingo, because I think it's like a nice affordable option that's still got like a little bit of glamour to it and a little bit of kitsch. We always take the Allegiant flight, which I know everyone says Allegiant's terrible, but it is cheap and it's a direct flight. So
I've always had good experiences in my Allegiant days, so I'll probably regret saying that now.
High-end buffets overrated, so don't spend that much money. I mean, go to a buffet, but like the Bellagio buffet is not the Wynn buffet. They're not like worth that much money in my opinion. I mean, you could only eat so much. You're not going to get your money's worth. John bought because some of the hotels will have coffee makers. Like I said, the Bellagio did not, because they want you to go buy their expensive coffee. He bought he has a French press and a portable tea kettle. So that
your imaginary friend is so bougie, bro.
So like, hey, we can save money on morning coffee by like making our own coffee in the room and not having to go spend $7 for every like single black coffee that we're gonna get.
Well, surely there's a Starbucks or something around the corner.
Oh, there's
$7.
Yeah. If you stay, Planet Hollywood is attached to the I think they call it the Mile. It's like a big mall that goes in a circle. And it's honestly the cheapest place to go get, like if you're close to that, to go get like breakfast or coffee or something. But you have to leave the hotel to go down into it. What else? We always would wait to buy tickets to shows because you can get them cheaper last minute. And if you're not trying to go to something insane, like at the Sphere at this point, then you can usually find stuff. And especially if you go by yourself and you're like, oh, I just want to go like see this show, you might get like an insanely good ticket because there's just a single one left up front.
Sweet.
There was a show, I wonder if it's still going. It was called Absinthe. And it was in a tent in front of Caesar's Palace. And that is by far my favorite show. It looks like it is. Would highly recommend. It's an extremely raunchy, hilarious, acrobatic show. Let's get into our question that Josh posed as the premise of this podcast, which is, does this movie matter?
Go ahead, Josh. Take it away.
I'm going to be a hesitant yes. Mostly because it is some of the things I got into earlier about it, this blockbuster movie that kind of can't, not that it can't exist now, but it's just not the same. It's like you brought up something that I thought of, or that I did think of while watching, is that Now You See Me movie slate, which I remember thinking the first one was kind of fine, and I've never watched any of the rest of them, but like even that has like a weird like gimmick to it, like
I love that movie,
and it's not, the stars are nowhere near as big as
right.
like the so it's like you kind of have to sell it on a gimmick, which is fine, like there's nothing wrong with that, but to have all these people in this movie, I mean, like we're the Odyssey's still in theaters while we're recording this, and like obviously that's like crazy amount of names in that movie, but it's different than this. Like it's a epic Nolan's like the director. Like, I mean, Soderbergh is respected now, but like, and he was respected then, but he wasn't Christopher Nolan. Like this is like
even then, this movie wasn't like the serious epic tone that like the Odyssey is, right? You know,
this is a casual blockbuster. And I guess that's more like this movie doesn't really exist in the current, like
it's a streaming movie now. And
it looks way worse. It has like, you might have one star that you recognize maybe, and so the case for it mattering is like it's more of like it matters as a relic of 2001. Like this is, and it did spawn a franchise, which I think matters. And in theory, they could use that. They could do that shit forever if they wanted to. Really, you know, that could be something they could go back to the well for sure and do more of these. I could see a version.
There will be an Ocean's Kid series,
yeah, or they could do like I could see them doing like Ocean's 14 and it
Ocean's
being
Tots.
like all of these.
No, I didn't mean like kid series.
Alive.
I mean like Danny Ocean has a son who's now 20 years old.
Yeah,
and, you know.
But like I could see him doing that, like you know, Brad and George get back together and put together another heist. You know, and obviously they'd have to fill in the gaps on some people. But
have you seen the movie Wolves with them?
Yes.
That was an Apple movie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I didn't see
it.
it.
I enjoyed it. I don't know about you, Allison, but I liked it.
Thought it was fun. Yeah. To go back to the Odyssey, it is interesting that if Christopher Nolan was not directing the Odyssey, what would your interest level in that movie be?
So if he
same
wasn't
cast,
I was going to say if he wasn't directing that, there's probably a very low chance that any of those, like half that cast, is probably not.
Well, that's also what I'm thinking, because so many of them are regulars who've worked with him frequently, and because to me, when he announced that his next movie was going to be the Odyssey, I was like, damn.
I was so intrigued when
it's like he's like, I'm going to prove that I can make anything a blockbuster.
Yeah.
And I'm someone who loves Greek mythology and really loves the story of the Odyssey and has seen like various adaptations and stuff. And even I was just like, are people going to go see this? And I was like, I think Christopher Nolan is the selling point. Truly.
Well, that's why you tell me I'm going to, if his next thing was like, I'm going to make a 2.5 hour fully IMAX horror movie.
I mean,
like, I don't care what. I don't need a trailer. Like, just it could be called The Poop, and I'm sure it would be a fucking amazing movie. Like it would, like it could be like it would make $800 million easy. Like, you know, like it would be. It just would. And
sorry, instead of Ghost Ship, it'll be Ghost Shit.
Ghost Shit.
Apparently, we're getting a sequel to that now.
It's Marilee would be shocked about that. She's a Ghost Ship defender. But it would, so I think it matters as a relic, and just, I mean, like this moment of like all these people are relevant mostly. I mean, Carl Reiner's dead, Bernie Mac's dead, obviously. I mean, Julia Roberts is kind of interesting. Like, she's kind of, you know, I don't know off the top of my head what she's been up to lately, and that's probably just ignorance, because I'm sure she's doing something. But like, Matt Damon is the star of the biggest movie in the world. You know, I mean, Spider-Man's obviously, you know, a huge thing too. But
Spider-Man has Tom Holland, who's also in the Odyssey.
And then Clooney is, you know, his star is faded, I think, a little bit, but he's still, you know, he's a name that registers with people still, and does carry a lot of cachet. And then Brad Pitt is, you know, a very problematic person, increasingly, but still has a name that people love, and kind of, you know, and he's had a long career, and I think that's all, like, all these people in this movie has had Don Cheadle is, you know, fucking superhero, you know, like he's been, more people have seen his movies in the last 15 years than pretty much anybody else in this movie, which is pretty funny now when you look back at his trying to argue about his name should have been up there. It's kind of funny.
Those aren't his movies, though. Let's be real.
Well, he's still in them. I mean,
yeah, but really, man, those is Terrence Howard's movies.
All right, Slate. What about you?
No, to me, this movie doesn't matter. I kind of already laid out how I feel about it. I just think it's a fine movie. Like I think if you're gonna make the case for it mattering, it would be that we used to live in a society where we could get a crazy ensemble cast like this together for a big blockbuster, and it wasn't just a superhero or a grand epic adventure or something based off of,
the true story,
fantastical book or so. Yeah, like, yeah, but I mean, they weren't, the stars nowadays it's like, all right, this has to be something that's already IP based off of like a New York Times best-selling book, or you know what I mean? Like, or it's got to be a crazy adventure.
A sure thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, the thing here is like the stars are what make the movie. Like that's the flip side. It's like and it's been flipped.
I would argue that One Battle After Another would be like the kind of the comparison as far as like ensemble cast, but even that's based off a book, right?
Well, and this is a remake, but like that's like the IP isn't shouldering the.
That's true.
The weight,
but I would argue. So yeah, Paul Thomas Anderson with One Battle After Another would be like probably the closest to what they did there.
The kind of thing, yeah. And even still, that's still just. I mean, it's really just a handful of people. It's not like.
Yeah, I mean, sure, but ultimately,
I get what you're saying.
Ultimately, like it's a fun movie, but like, it's just a movie that belongs, like, it's literally the ultimate rewatchable, right? Like, it's like a movie that that Bill Simmons based his podcast off of, where it's like you see it on TV, you sit down and watch it.
I think that's probably fair.
And that's what it is. Like, it's just, so like it's fine. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I enjoyed it, but
does it matter? Because you're answering the question. Okay. Do you like the movie?
Sure, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like to me, it doesn't matter because like I don't think it set anybody on like a crazy trajectory. Everybody's already established in this movie. The sequels didn't break any like barriers. It's more like, let's just see how much more money we can make or whatever and have some fun doing it. Like it doesn't. So I mean, no, I just think it's fine. Doesn't matter.
Slade, it may shock you, but I'm actually going to agree. And if I'm thinking about the grand scheme of pop culture, I don't necessarily think this movie matters because
y'all are crazy.
I mean, and I really like this movie, and it is so rewatchable, but it's just a really well done movie. It didn't launch anybody's career. It didn't.
There's not like pop culture references to it. You know what I mean? Like it's not something that like has skyrocketed into the zeitgeist of the world. Like it's just a movie.
And now I want to go and ask my Gen Z coworkers if they've ever seen this movie.
I think we're talking about like this is probably the best made blockbuster, and like you could argue the entire century. Like it's
no
up there.
Shot, Josh.
If you just look, if you're talking from like film, like direction, acting, like it's in the conversation.
It takes no chances. It's like it's
that doesn't it doesn't matter that it's not like not out there like trying to pull one over on you. Like
no, but like it's such a
that part of it.
No, I'm saying like what I mean is it's so formulaic. There's no inventiveness to this movie. It's not a creative movie.
I'm glad you said that because there's literally a conversation we were talking about Christopher Nolan a minute ago. This weekend, he had some quote about like amateur film critics talking about just because they can identify the formula.
Oh shit!
That it doesn't mean that the movie is bad or whatever.
I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying it like.
No,
I know. What I'm saying is like for me,
this was also the 5th highest grossing movie at the box office. We failed to mention that earlier.
But for me, movies that matter 25 years later are ones that like pushed something forward and did something different and like changed the formula or creative lens or skyrocketed somebody's career. I think if you ask
most people who like love movies, this would absolutely enter be in the conversation of like like if you were just talking about like exceptionally crafted blockbusters, like just blockbusters. I'm not saying like
Sure.
every movie or like, you know, whatever, but like genre movies. This would be part of the conversation. 100% would be part of the conversation.
Maybe.
I'm not saying they would say it is, but like,
Yeah, maybe, but like I don't know. Like I think in that case it has to be a better movie than what it is for me. Like for me, that's my like for me. If it was a really good movie, then I could see that. But like to me, it's just like an okay movie. It's not a bad movie. It's just not like a great movie.
Slate's just mad because there was no helicopter that picked up a bus and carried it across the city.
I
that would have been cool.
I needed DM. I need like X gon' give it to you blaring while somebody's holding on to, you know.
I will say, if Halle Berry had been in this instead of Julia Roberts, it would have done more for me. Like,
yeah, okay.
Well,
see?
yeah.
Like, you know, at least Swordfish took some swings, had some political
did it?
commentary. I mean,
Some political commentary. Yeah, I don't know. I just
it's
I-
just fine.
I think this is a great movie, but I just don't know that like it's had really the
Impact?
lasting impact. And
I do want to hear. I skipped. I did kind of talk over your Gen Z coworker comment, Allison, because I do think that would be a fun.
and it's, you know, they did the Ocean's 8 all lady remake, which as
I'm
I
more
said,
interested in that than I am the rest of the movies.
which as I said, I really enjoyed it, but it is not a total remake of this movie, but very, very similar. It hits a lot of the same beats. I'm trying to see how well it did.
It made 3 times its budget. It looks like.
I thought it did pretty
he
well.
made
4
a
times.
pretty good amount. I'm kind of surprised they haven't tried to make a sequel
To
to
that,
that because
Yeah,
it came
honestly.
out.
about 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Especially
It came
because
out
all those
before
names
COVID.
all those names are people that you could get too. Like
Mhm.
Anne Hathaway's probably Sandra Bullock's the biggest name.
Anne Hathaway is so great in that movie, by the way.
Like all these people, you could totally get these people back. I would think.
But I did read that after they finished Ocean's 13, they kind of decided, like, you know what, we're done. We're not going to try to get any part of this cast back together, partly because they felt it was played out, but also when Bernie Mac died, they were like, we're not doing this without him, which I can respect.
Yeah, I totally respect that. Well, and then Carl Reiner died, I think in 2019 or 2020. And obviously we didn't even, obviously Rob Reiner, we talked that. I mean, it's awful.
Yeah.
You know, he was his dad. So
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if they came out with a sequel to Ocean's 8, if they came out with Ocean's 9, I'd go watch it.
that was a way more invigorating. Does it matter than I was anticipating?
I know, I really
that's what
struggled
we built
with
the
it.
podcast for. Like, this
Because
is great.
I felt like I should say that it mattered, but when I really thought about it, I was like, I don't know that it does.
Yeah.
Just a really fun movie
Yeah.
that, George Clooney and his buddies had fun making. So luckily, we enjoyed it too.
We love you,
walked
George.
So Adam Sandler could run.
That's great.
And now that they made a movie together, like the Jay Kelly movie is.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
All right. Thanks for listening, everyone. But let's take our millions and blow it all, which is sort of the premise of this movie sequel.
Of course it is.
Links to all of our online hangouts are in the description. If you aren't already, please consider watching us on YouTube and subscribing anywhere you'd like. And if you like what you heard, don't forget to rate and review us on Apple, Spotify, Overcast, or whatever podcast app you're using. And if you didn't care for it, why are you still here? Any last thoughts?
Well, I guess I'll leave you guys with some intelligent words from our man Ludacris. Move, bitch. Get out the way.
I love that song.
I do too, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the greatest songs ever in 2001. That song matters more than this movie does.
Isn't it crazy that, like, Ludacris is in State Farm commercials now?
That's wild.
It's just like, okay.
Is it crazier that he's in State Farm commercials or in space in a movie?
He's an intelligent tech guy. I mean, He can act his ass off if he can get us to believe that he can successfully launch a car into space and get it back.
Oh my god.
Give that man an Oscar.
Yeah.
He would have fit in great in Swordfish.
He would have. Yes,
He would have
absolutely. Honestly, he probably would have made that movie better.
Yeah.
All right. And next week, brace yourself, Muggles.
Yeah.
I can't remember who led that one,
Oh,
actually.
yeah.
We've already
Oh.
recorded
We
it.
recorded it 18
I know.
months ago.
Yeah. So,
Josh
yeah,
led that one.
This is another case where we've recorded the episode we've talked about, or we're talking about next, so we know how long it is. It is a very long episode.
Strap yourselves in.
For good reasons. I mean, there's a lot to get into with Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. We had two guests on, Hadley and Bats, the affectionately
So much fun.
nicknamed Bats. Excellent guests. They were both fantastic, and the conversation I think was really good and really important. And yeah, and obviously, I mean, it's fucking Harry Potter. Like it's a like if you've watched one movie from 2001, it was probably either that or Lord of the Rings, so or Shrek, and so this is one of those three that's coming up next. So strap in.
All right. And with that, we will see you all next week. And remember, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Except for herpes, that shit'll come back with you.
You be smelling diseased.